Might have to leave the house for this one. Short week for my Giants as they welcome the Cowboys to MetLife for Thursday Night Football. New York's feeling good after a strong win in Cleveland, while the Cowboys coming off a tough loss to Baltimore. Here's Jerry Jones this morning on the state of his team. Hi, Jerry.
Well, I like where we are at all positions. I frankly really like the way that we're approaching the game with Dak, and I'm pleased with the way that our receiving core is basically performing. Now, are we satisfied with the results? Well, absolutely not.
WFAA TV this morning had a poll, saying who was to blame for the 1-2 start, the players in the field, everything. 70% said that you were the one to blame. Is that fair?
That's very fair. That's very fair. It's well known that no decision is ultimately made there for what I either haven't acquiesced or approved it. That's very fair. How could you think otherwise?
I just want to know, in all seriousness, if any other owner moonlights as an analyst, because you pretty much have the same job. He breaks it down for us every week with weekly radio spots. Swaggo, do you agree with Jerry Jones? I mean, he touched on all phases of the game.
Bro, listen, man. Stephen A., I've been knowing Stephen A. now for 10 years. I know Shay. They know my affinity for the Cowboys. I want this team to win as much as anybody wants the team that they root for to win.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like that's the ultimate goal. And I say that with a lot of reservation because I know the players want to win. Mm-hmm. I know they want to be put in a position to win. But there is also this part. Stephen A. been in enough locker rooms. Molly, you've been around the game. Shay been in the locker room with championship teams that have played at a high level. You know when you're good enough.
Yeah.
You know when you have a roster. You know when you're surrounded by guys and playmakers when you're good enough to get a championship. Mm-hmm. I'll be the first one to raise my hand. When I was in Dallas between 07 and 09, Jerry made a huge commitment in free agency. That's when we got Terrell Owens and Leonard Davis, and we signed Mark Colombo and Kyle Coach. Ken Hamlin came over.
Yep.
He made a run, putting a team together to try to win a Super Bowl. We had good years. That was 11-5, 13-3. We had first-round buys in the playoffs. If you were to take that and put it in front of somebody on a sheet of paper, if I was to take that and put it in front of Shay or put it in front of Stephen A., and you look at the activity that it took in order to put that team together, you would say that's a team that's trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We were not able to get it done. We failed Jerry Jones' attempts to win a Super Bowl because he spent the money, he put the players in the right position, and we should have been able to get it done. That hasn't been the case for the last 5 years at least. Because it's as simple as this.
So what's
Molly.
his objective now?
The success of this franchise is undeniable. The ability to sell it and market it and they put a solid product on the field, but we keep having a conversation in media about championships. The blueprint is out there for championships. And this is my frustration. When I say that they're not trying to win a championship, it's based on the teams that have actually won one or been to NFC championships and AFC championships. The Dallas Cowboys do not operate like a team that wants to win a championship. Because the ones that's been in the Super Bowl, the ones that's been in AFC and NFC championships, they've been vigilant about free agency.
Yeah.
They've been vigilant about signing players that make a difference. Did the San Francisco 49ers need Christian McCaffrey? No. Yeah. They had been to a Super Bowl and they had been to NFC championships prior to. Guess what they thought Christian McCaffrey would do? It would put us over the hump to win one. When Howie Roseman spent all of that money in the offseason to build a team, they went to the Super Bowl. They lost to a Kansas City team that spent money on an offensive line in free agency. The Cincinnati Bengals, when they went to the Super Bowl, or after they went to a Super Bowl, spent money to shore up the offensive line. This is not freaking rocket science.
Yeah.
And I sit here and I listen to people say, well, this team is good enough, and they got enough players, and the roster is, no, the hell it's not. And I don't know why Jerry and Stephen Jones and the rest of the brass don't want to concede that if we don't take chances of doing this the way that it's been blueprinted to win championships, we keep having a revolving conversation. I will say, the last time he made that attempt, I'm going to put some onus on myself. I was on the team. I was a 3-4 defensive end, and we played really good football. We did not get it done. You cannot put that on Jerry Jones. He made every stride to put us in a situation to win a Super Bowl. He hasn't done that over the last 5 years.
When I had that interview with Cat Williams, he said, Shannon, it takes a real talent to be confident and not delusional. Jerry's delusional. He knows he's not competent enough at the running back position. He knows that. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you heard the New England Patriots in that 20-year run say we're good enough? You never heard that. You don't have to tell me. I can see it. Kansas City, how many times over the last 6 years have you ever heard them say they're good enough? You don't have to tell us. We can see it. You see what happens, Jerry and Stephen Jones has to constantly remind you because he knows. They keep dropping seeds out here saying, well, this team reminds me of those Super Bowl teams. This team reminds me, we have just as much talent. Really? Come on, Jerry. It's hard. It's kind of like college. It's hard to win if you don't get a few players out of the portal. I'm not saying you need to get them all out of the portal, but you've got to go get some. Just like in college basketball, Stephen A. You remember, nobody wanted the one and dones until everybody wanted the one and dones. Well, in the NFL level, I'm not saying your entire roster need to be filled with free agents, but you got to have some. And Jerry Jones, because see, Jerry wants to, this is what Jerry wants. If I draft him and win, because he said it, there's nothing that I haven't acquiesced on or signed off on that doesn't happen in Dallas. So he wants the credit because if somebody else comes, he's not going to get the credit. Jerry is delusional. He knows he's not good enough at the running back position. He knows he's not good enough at the linebacker position. That's why they go through him like Graham Rudman went through tax dollars in the 80s, just blowing it. Man, stop this, man. Stephen A., that's your fault. It's your fault because you went down there and sat down and talked to him, and you started believing it. I saw you, Stephen A. You started shaking your head like, yeah, you know what, Jerry, I kind of believe you a little bit, too. Yeah, I saw you, Stephen A. You believe it. You got picked up on the helicopter, and you flew all over Big D. He showed you around and everything. You probably went to the mansion in Highland Park.
He's lived this life for the big Dallas Cowboys setup,
Allow me to answer. Allow me to respond. Swagoo, you talked a long-ass time.
I had to.
Hold on.
I had to.
Okay? First of all, number one, I was in the helicopter, but it wasn't Jerry's. It was Doc's. Let's get that out. That's number one. All right?
Okay.
Number two, all right? Now, number two, listen, I'm about to say something that it's going to be wild, and it's going to sound very, very funny, but I'm serious. I am actually getting tired of trolling the Cowboys. I really am.
What?
I mean, I mean, they are the most disgusting, nauseating fan base in American history. But it's getting to the point where it's utterly ridiculous. I'm looking at this team. You rank dead last in the NFL in rush yards allowed, yards per carry, rush TDs. And on top of it all, you can't run the football. What's the ingredients to winning that everybody tells you when you're after a championship? Run the football, stop the damn run. Everybody knows that. What's the two things the Dallas Cowboys can't do? Those two things. But Jerry up here acting like they gonna win. He knows better. He knows better. So you got to ask yourself, why is he in this situation? You know you were going to sign Dak Prescott. Why you got to wait till the last minute? You know you're going to sign CeeDee Lamb. Why you got to wait until the last minute, okay? Right now, you know you desperately need some linebackers. You know you switched from a 3-4 to a 4-3. You're supposed to be able to get to the quarterback. But how you going to get to a quarterback if the quarterback don't have the ball because he ain't even involved because all he's doing is handing it off to running backs who's running right down y'all spine? There's nothing you can do. It makes no sense, right? So here's what I want to say, Swagoo. In my growing fatigue of trolling Cowboy fans everywhere, okay? I am declaring to you all, now this season you're going to suffer, okay? You might miss the playoffs, okay? This season you're going to suffer. But I promise you, all right, because I love my brother Jerry Jones, all right? I promise you this is what it's going to be. All he's got to do is listen to me. if the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones listen to me, they're gonna have a chance to win a championship. Okay, you got your quarterback, you got your wide receiver. All right, you got to get some meat and potato brothers. All right, you got to get some beef. You can't just get pushed around in football, and you're gonna have to go and get yourself Bill Belichick. I know y'all think there's no way in hell that can work, that it can't happen. I'm going to repeat it again. You got an owner who's the president, who's the GM, he's everything, right? He wants to be in front of the camera. Bill Belichick, what's the last thing this man wants to do? I don't give a damn about the interviews now. I don't give a damn about the appearances now. I don't give a damn about the book. I don't care what he's doing. What's the one thing Coach Bill Belichick absolutely positively abhors doing? Talking to the media. Let Jerry get all the shine. Let him coach the team. And let me tell you something right now. You're going to have a whole bunch of brothers far more focused and prepared than they are right now. You do that, the Dallas Cowboys are challenging for the Super Bowl championship next year. This season's a wash. You're not going to win anything this season. But if you listen to me, Jerry, I'm telling you, before it's time, you're going to get yourself a Super Bowl. Mark my words.
But here's the thing, Stephen A. Coach Belichick doesn't like anybody to talk. He don't want the players to talk. Mr. Kraft damn sure wasn't doing no talking.
Yeah, but he ain't worried about that, Shannon.
Until he got
He can't control the owner. He can't control the owner. He knows that. He ain't sweating that. He might not like it, but he can't control that. He knows that.
I got a question.
But that's the problem, because it's a distraction. That's why he got rid of Jimmy. Jimmy was a milder version of Coach Belichick. Coach got 6 of these things. He's been to 10 Super Bowls. How do you think it worked? It worked because here's the thing. Everybody knows that they can go to Jerry and get their way. It's not that with Bill Belichick. It's not that with these grounded coaches that runs the show. That's why Jerry can't win. Jerry's trying to be your friend. Jerry is that parent that wants to be your friend.
Hold on, Shay. This is the problem. Swagoo, this is the problem with Shay. This is the problem with Shay. You see, as we get older, you understand what I'm saying? Wisdom elevates because we're staring at our own mortality. The exception is people like him, who's in better shape now than he was 20 years ago. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but you know what? The Shay taking care of himself. So see, he's not following conventional wisdom and conventional form. He's not fading. He's not deteriorating. He's elevating. You understand? He don't get that. But he has to understand. Wait, Jimmy Johnson's looking at his own mortality. That's what it is.
Can I talk?
You go ahead.
Can I talk?
That's what you got to get him to do.
Because Shay, he done lost his mind. He done lost his damn mind. Jerry Jones, 30 years older than Stephen A.
Me?
And he talking about we get wise as we get older. When the last time you saw Jerry Jones make a different decision? And again, what role, us outside of being the head coach with Bill Belichick, because I've been hearing you say this, and I agree. I think Bill Belichick is the best coach to ever do it. We all probably in agreement with that. But what role did Bill Belichick have also in New England? He was the general manager.
Yeah.
Right? Like he had some bad years. He had some bad years.
That's not going to be the case now, guys.
But
come
Stephen
on, y'all.
You can't.
You
want both Tigers to change their stripes in 1 year.
No, let me explain to you. Please listen to me on this one.
Okay.
I'm saying this season right now, the Dallas Cowboys are going to crash and burn. Mm-hmm. When you crash and burn like that, you understand what I'm saying? Something going to change up. What happens, okay? They got to crash and burn sometimes, all right? When they crash and burn this year, which is inevitable, you can't run, you can't stop the run. I mean, we know what's coming, okay? I mean, we just know what's coming. So once that happens, you're Jerry Jones and you're like, damn. 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. I can make an argument. I can't make an argument after this one. You, Bill Belichick, you thought you were that dude. You got 6 Super Bowl rings, right? You were looking for a head coaching job. They didn't want you at a multitude of places. Times have changed. So you got this year off. You off the football field. You watching cats do it. Yeah, ideally, this is not what you want. But ultimately, when reality is staring you in the face, if you want to coach, at the end of the day, remember, Bill Belichick came out and publicly said, Swagoo, I don't have to be the GM. Remember he said that months ago when he was looking for a job and he couldn't get him? He said, I don't have to be. We never thought we'd hear him say that. but he said it. Why? Because he was trying to position himself for a head coaching job. Mike McCarthy admitted he lied, and then he comes in there, he takes the job. He lies to get the job. He joked about it at a press conference. Then what does he do? Kellen Moore got an offense that's top 2 in the league for 4 years. What Mike McCarthy do? Get him moved out of there because we need me calling the plays because I wouldn't throw the football as much as he does. I'd run it a bit more. What have they been doing? Doing the same damn thing Kellen Moore was doing and throwing it for, if not more. Okay? So they lied. They're going to do whatever they can to make sure they position themselves to get what they want. We understand that. But in the end, do what you got to do before you can do what you want to do.
Shannon.
And we talk about Jerry and Bill Belichick in that regard.
Molly, let me say this. Stephen A., here's the problem with your argument. If you bring Bill Belichick in and you win the Super Bowl, who's going to get the credit? What does Jerry Jones want more than anything? Jimmy got the credit. That's what drove him crazy. Nobody talked about Jerry. Everybody talked about Jimmy.
Let me ask you this, Shay. Stop it. Just stop it. Let me ask you this question. What do you think is driving them crazy more? What do you think is driving them crazy more? Jimmy Johnson getting the credit from 29 years ago or 29 years since, not even being in a position to get any damn credit because you ain't winning. What you think is worse?
Stephen A., because here's the thing. If you've been around coaches and you've been around owners, they would rather lose their way than win someone else's way. Swag, you better tell him. You better talk to him.
If I'm going to go down with the ship, I'm
just saying not for 29 years.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Shay, I can't believe what I'm hearing from Stephen A. right now. I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
What do you mean you can't believe?
What the hell? When did this
what you mean, what the hell? You heard what I said?
When did this wishful thinking phase of you come into play and you now so positive and happy and they should get together and win a championship? Stephen A., you are saying on First Take that Jerry Jones is going to somehow concede and change if he signs Bill Belichick. What do you think is going to happen when Bill Belichick goes to the front office and tell Jerry Jones, I don't have the players I need in order to win a championship? Because we just heard Jerry Jones 5 minutes ago say the roster good enough when we know that.
Time out. Let me answer the question. If the man goes to Jerry Jones, hypothetically, if Bill Belichick was there, and he says, yo, I need these players. And Jerry Jones goes out and gets those players. Then guess what? Jerry Jones gets credit for going out and getting the damn players.
All right.
And by the way, like I said, it ain't a matter of that. It's like 29 years of misery.
Swag, I got it. I got it, Swag. I got it, Swag.
I'm right here.
If Bill Belichick goes,
I'm right here.
If Bill Belichick goes to Jerry Jones and says, I don't have the players, that's an indictment on Jerry. Jerry says he loved the roster that he's assembled. If Bill Belichick comes in and says, I don't have what I need, that is a direct indictment on Jerry Jones.
That was last year.
Because who the hell been making all the decisions?
That was last year. We're not talking about the past.
Okay,
We're not talking about the past.
But all I wanted to know is if my Giants had a chance against the Cowboys on Thursday.
He should have hired
we didn't have time for
Belichick
that.
last
So
year.
let's go.